I'm Sean, your home inspector. Doug let me know that you weren't available for inspection today, so I wanted to give you a little recap by video. The videos aren't all-inclusive, but they give you an idea of some of the things that I've found, and of course my report is all-inclusive and will show you all the details. Anyway, have a look at these clips. Awesome purchase. I think you're going to be really happy here. The house is actually in really nice shape. 746Madrone, and there are a few issues, nothing major. It looks like a 35-year architectural roofing shingle that's getting near the end of its lifespan. It's weathering well and is not by any means worn out, though it's getting there. If I had to guess, I'd say you could easily get another 5 to 7 years out of the roof with regular maintenance, including keeping debris off of it. An interesting repair here is that all of the ridge shingles have been nailed through their faces into the roof deck. And that's a penetration that you don't typically want to see on a roof. It's easily rectified. It takes a little bit of time, but you should go through and put a dab of silicone or roofing Volcom over each one of those nail heads to keep water from getting between the nail and the shingle if they were to work their way loose, which they will eventually. Chimney looks good. It's flashed and counter flashed. The crown has a little bit of cracking going on, and you can see that somebody at some point, looks like a long time ago, put some roofing Volcom probably over some cracks that were evident in the crown. So nothing major there. It's something to keep your eye on, and potential maintenance thing to retouch this roofing tar maybe every year, every 2 years. It's got a newer gas pack furnace and air conditioner. Haven't run that yet, but it looks good on the outside. Looks like it was probably manufactured in 2004 or 2005. I'll look up the serial number when I get back to the office. The condensate drain from the air conditioner is disconnected on the roof, which is what's causing this stain. Everything looks like it's here to hook it back up and put it back together so that the condensate doesn't go onto the roof itself, but drains down into the rain gutter there. So that's the roof here on Madrone. Looks good. Like I say, not brand new, but there's still plenty of life left in it. Here we are in the kitchen. There's a few minor concerns. To the right of the sink, these two outlets are not GFCI protected. It would have been required to be when the home was updated, remodeled. So those are not GFI protected. This one is to the right of the stove and it works perfectly. The one to the left of the stove is GFI protected, however, it does not trip when tested. So it's probably just wired incorrectly. The sink base, or the faucet base rather, is a little bit loose. I'm not sure why the instant hot water is turned to the side. It looks like it's no longer in use. I'm not going to turn it back and try to test it because it also looks like it is disconnected under the sink. And it looks like there was also at some point a water filtration system here that is also no longer in use. It's not complete. Nothing leaking, nothing bad, just a few things to be aware of. Otherwise, all the appliances tested fine. Dishwasher, range, and microwave work perfectly. We consider the refrigerator personal property, so I don't do a whole bunch of inspecting here, but it looks like the seals are in decent shape. All of the door bars are in place, so if that's staying with the home, it should serve you well. No broken seals in any of the windows, so that's good. And that's it for the kitchen. We're in good shape here. The fireplace has been converted to a gas log, which all looks like it works fine. The valve is there in front of the fireplace. The only issue that I have here is the damper is still operational. Whenever you convert a wood-burning fireplace to a gas log, the damper needs to be made unoperational so it can't inadvertently be closed, which would allow the home to fill up with carbon monoxide. A couple of concerns. There's a wire splice kind of above the washer and dryer that's not made in a box. Actually, it looks like a dead end wire. That wire should be terminated in a junction box with a cover plate so nobody can goof with it. Water heater was manufactured in 1991, so it's on the older side. However, it is a State brand, which is a very high quality water heater. The seismic straps are not quite right. You want to see the strap in the top third of the tank on the top, and the lower strap about 4 inches above the controls. So this lower strap needs to be lowered about 2 feet, 2.5 feet. At the water heater flue, there's not quite enough clearance between the flue and the combustible roof sheathing. Has about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch, and this type of venting requires 1 inch clearance there at that roof penetration. The garage door is auto opening. When you try to use the garage door opener to close the door, it stops partway down. If you hold the button, it goes down just like you'd expect it would. The attic's a little bit tight for me to show video of me crawling around. It is built with a rafter system, which all looks really good. Has approximately R19 insulation. The ventilation's really good. It's actually nice and cool up here, and it's probably 80 degrees outside. Looks like when the furnace was done, they did all new ductwork, which is in really nice shape. Makes it difficult for access. That's the skylight tube, which is actually insulated properly. Looks really good up here. Roof sheathing looks like it was replaced, at least in this section when they did the roof. Don't note any staining from water leaks. So that's really good, especially with that face nailing that I talked about while on the roof. Attic's in really nice clean shape. What was done here was done well, and it hasn't seen a lot of traffic in and out since upgrades were made to the home. The real issue under the house is these piers. They do have concrete under them, but the wood block is really close to the soil. And you can see most of them are like this. It's a conducive condition for pests. The state doesn't allow me to comment on pest issues, so you should take a close look at your pest report. And I'm going to bet that that inspector is going to suggest lowering the soil around those wooden blocks. Otherwise, underneath the house is really nice and clean. Nice foundation, good pier system, excellent 2x6 tongue and groove subfloor, really nice shape.